Some technical difficulties right quick, y'all, but I ain't went totally live. Ow, what up, y'all? Got it going, got it together. It's your boy from Motorola, your man 50 grand, Darian D Silk Sims, bringing you Breakfast at Silky's. Breakfast podcast brought to you by Awesome 90.9 WSLK, the American Silk Radio Network, where it's always all silk all the time. Yup. Happy Monday to you, man. Your boy D Silk. I'm back in the game, baby. Happy Monday. Any day above ground is a good day, and I'm telling you, if you don't want to be above ground, that's on you. But I don't care what I go through. I don't care how bad it is. I don't care how egregious it is. I'm going to be all right. Yep. You know, it's kind of interesting. I use that particular terminology. Man, one of our classmates recently made their transition. I didn't know she was sick. But, you know, that's why I love social media, because she did a video probably knowing that she was, well, I'm sure she knew she was sick. But I definitely wanted to, dedicate this particular podcast to my fallen comrade, Kimberly Watson. And I believe she was married. Jackson was her married name. But Kim was, man, that was my Hyde Park buddy. We was cool. You know, I love her sister Tina. That was our classmates, man. And when she put that video up there, you know, and she was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, she was smiling, she was feeling it. She was like, we gonna be all right. Man, you know what, Kim? Hey, I know you sit on your cloud, probably up there laughing at me and clapping and pointing at me. Hey, you all right. And we gonna see each other again. You know, I'm a firm believer in these spirits that we all are embodied with, that these spirits have been here before. So when I tell you, I think that Kimberly and other individuals that I've come into in my lifetime, you know, they transitioned before me. I believe we built the pyramids together. You know, spirits are kind of drawn to each other. You know, I always talk about your soul searching, not soul searching. That's a song I wrote. But when you're looking for your soul mate, that's what it's, soulmate. People say that because we've been attached to each other for a long time, man. You know, you see somebody and y'all click like that, that's because you've known them, man, in another life. I really feel that way. Because think about it. I've been saying this often. If one man, I'll use myself, I always use me as an example. So if I was built with, I have multiple sperm cells inside of me, and in order for me to make life, I have to get with a woman, you know, inoculate her egg, and then she's got an egg, I got sperm cells, and they blend together, and comes the baby, right? But they always tell us it's millions and millions of sperm cells traveling, searching through the canal, the fallopian tubes, and well, not in the tube. I hope the baby don't get in there. I know too many ladies who've lost their lives to that way. But the sperm is searching for the egg. You got millions of sperm cells searching for one egg. I was blessed enough, man, the mother of my children, she dropped 2 eggs. So I had 2 babies. So I had millions of sperm cells chasing after them 2 little eggs, and they inoculated them. But what about those other sperm? You know, I don't think that they got here by accident. I mean, I'm not saying that. Maybe there are over 1 million different renditions of me. Could be. You know, I had one individual was talking to me and said that, you know, that the sperm cells that the fathers pass on, you know, they inoculate the eggs with, they pass on more than just your DNA to the egg. They pass on their problems, man. And it's more than just okay. If your dad was a diabetic, and I don't know my dad's history because my dad had me at 56. He was gone at 61. So did he, pass? Maybe I got diabetes from his side of the bloodline, even though I know my mother's side of the family definitely had diabetes. I don't know where the multiple sclerosis came from, and my mom didn't, and I had a few conversations with her before her transition. She would always say, well, I ain't never had none of that. I remember your daddy having none. I'm like, well, mama, you ain't talked to my daddy in over 40 years now, so you might not. And I don't know where his family is. I mean, that's why I'm very cautious. It's like, hey, if your last name is Sims, S-I-M-S, I'm starting the questions right away because I don't know where my family are. They ain't looking for me. I looked for them to an extent, but be that as it may, that's totally off the topic, this subject. I said that I believe we built these pyramids before because, you got those millions of sperm cells, and I use myself, okay, so all those sperm cells, they are inside of me, but how did they develop? I mean, of course, evolution and my body being a little infant silk started to grow up and, things started to work and manipulating and doing. But what if my dad did pass on his other problems to me? Like, was he stressed? Did he smoke cigarettes? Was he a heavy drinker? Did he, was he a glutton for punishment? Did he, have crazy dreams and goals about what he was going to do in life? I mean, I don't know. Because I didn't have a chance to, I may have had 3 conversations I can remember in my lifetime with my dad. I was 5 years old, sitting up on the car seat and, Daddy, it's raining. It's raining, son. Put your seatbelt on. So I started counting the windshield wiper, like, whoosh, whoosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, stop, Daddy. He was like, oh, you want me to keep going here, son? He turned it on, let it go. It was going. It was raining, but it wasn't raining that hard. And he had the wiper going. I'm steadily counting the little wiper. So that was like the extent of the conversation I had with my dad. So I never was able to understand. I never heard from him. I didn't get from him. He'd say, you know what, son? I ain't having. I'm having a hard time paying these bills, or my car just broke down, or I didn't hear none of those from my father. So I don't know. But when this particular lady said this to me, she's soothsayer. You run into people and they go, oh, I can heal. I know things. I can go from the beyond. And I'm like, all right, well. Then 50 cents to buy a pack of bubble gum at the gas station if you believe it. I don't know if anybody can lay hands on me and heal me. I'm not going to let you either. Don't be touching on me right now. I'm talking smack. But what if my father did pass on his stress? Wow. You already know it when a lady E. Man. But when the lady said, he could have passed his stress on to you. He could have passed on some of the things he was dealing with in his lifetime. I said, you know what? My father did basically stress himself into the ground. That's what my mother told me. She said that, and I don't mind sharing this story. What up, nephew? I see you out there, Money Mike. Man, you better stay around, man, because I'm going to hire you, right? I'm going to get you doing something for me at my spot. So just stay tuned, man. You ever threaten somebody? I'm gonna make you take the job. That's my dog, man. Money Mike, he called. But so my mom said that my dad had he was working for the first Richard Daley, and he was working in the political game. But he was a manager for the water reclamation department, and from what my mother told me. Now, again, it pisses me off so much when I be thinking about these stories and I be trying to tell them, because she been gone since December. And December may seem like a far away time away. And I tried to get her to talk about this stuff, but my mother just, I was her sounding board, and I had to realize that. I was the one person in the world that she could talk to. Come on, Palmer, you already know. That's my partner chiming in, Contonica, Caton Luciano. Hey, forget about it. You're just about as Italian as me, sir. He is Italian, because I'm Italian, whether y'all believe it or not. My granddaddy is from Sicily. Take that. So, my father had gotten basically involved with the first Richard Daley, and he had his management team. Because my dad was over the reclamation team. He was a plumber. He was in the plumber working with the boys and, doing their thing. And he had all of them, basically, they were doing, not average, I want to say racket. I'm getting distracted because there's a damn person outside cutting grass or something in my little studio. He do this shit all day, but every time I walk up and down 79th Street, it still look like crap. But in any event, my father was, I don't want to say racketeering. It was the politician. He was in the political game. He was doing political corruptness, for the lack of a better term. That's the way my mother explained it to me. So when they started to go after Daley's managers who were doing these particular political dishonesties for him, they started taking them down. So my dad, the man was afraid that there was going to be a paper trail to lead to him, and eventually the feds would come, arrest him, put him in handcuffs, and take him to jail. My daddy ain't want to go to jail. Now, if he passed something on to me, if anything, I definitely can believe that. Because I'm here to tell you, that's probably why I worked in loss prevention for as long as I did. Well, nobody finna send me to jail for nothing. If I'm going to jail, I did it and they caught me. I wasn't going to jail. Come on, man, it's D Silk. I'm too pretty for jail. I ain't going. I just think all the horrible stuff. I mean, we done all watched Oz. We have seen the documentaries, Suge Knight calling from jail saying stuff. I ain't going. I'm not going. So if that's one of the things that stressed my dad into the ground, I can get it. But is that also, my dad was working with Daley on some political shadiness. Would I do that? What if I got hired? I mean, I got a friend of mine that, and I'm going to shout him out if I ain't going to shout him out on this particular podcast, but he's going to be on my podcast. That's how cool we are. So, what if I got into his realm and I decided, because I do think that I want to go into politics. I don't know if I would last in politics though, because I'm not the world's best liar. I'm not. I'm going to look you dead in your face and shoot from the hip. I don't know how to sugarcoat stuff. So I tell you what's up. If you come at me trying to be like, man, well, what's up, dog? If you let X, Y, Z happen, I throw you this amount. I got a price. Look, everybody has a price. Except for me, the $1 Million Man, right? That's what DiBiase used to say in WWE. Screw him. Everybody got a price. Everybody has a price. It may not always be money. It may be something that somebody could do for you that would put you in such a space to be like, you know what, man? But how can I repay you? They may say money is no object. You better never tell me that. Say, man, D Silk, I want you to come and do karaoke for me, and money is not an object. How much you want? I looked at all my cameras, y'all. I got three feeds going. Don't give me that option, because I'm going to take what I think I'm worth, and I think I'm worth my weight in gold. So I don't know how much 240 pounds, I may be a little heavier than 240, but I'm about close. How much is 240 pounds worth in gold? I don't know. I'm going to look that up too. Like, man, if you got 240 pounds of gold, that'll equal 4.5 million. I don't know. I'm just talking at this point. But, man, pay me my worth, man. That's all I'm going to say, and I ain't going to keep dwelling on that. I actually left the church where the pastor, he just talked about tithing every Sunday. He was like, man, you got to tithe every Sunday, and you got to feel, you shouldn't give a preacher no less than $20. You better not give a preacher less than $20. I'm like, beggars can't be choosers. Ooh, let me catch myself. Oh, I got one of these on them. Let me catch myself, Lord. I'm trying. I'm your child. I'm trying. But he almost had me curse him. And I don't want to do that, Father God. Please forgive me in Jesus' name. I pray, amen. That pastor me off, man. And woo, gone, Wayner, baby. I see you out there, man. So, the point is, look, I believe in the Lord. I believe in God. But I also believe that God is in all of us too. So that's why I ain't go too far on that. But be that as it may, let me go on and put my feet into this, man, because I get to rambling and kicking. I like kicking it with y'all. And I had to tell myself, and I'm going to talk about this on here too, if you are longing to do a podcast, if you want to be a part of this podcast, if you are looking for a place to broadcast your own works, your life's works, things that you're getting into, come kick it with your boy D Silk. Come and let me do it. Awesome 90.9 WSLK, the American Silk Radio Network, where it's always all silk all the time. And you better believe when I got my thing rolling up here hard and we doing our thing, it's about 100 D Silks in the building. Even though it's only one real D Silk, but they got the work ethic. And that's important to me, man. When I started doing everything that I do, think about it. Y'all know me even with karaoke. They be like, when you gonna start, man? We getting there. When D Silk gonna get there? When you walk into my karaoke, wherever karaoke you walk in, the equipment is set up. I'm usually sitting at the table or I'm somewhere close by, but we ready to rock and roll. Now, I'm not gonna never diss my peers because people move in different ways. You ever come, maybe you go to one of their sets, maybe they not ready. Maybe they are ready. And that's good. But ain't nobody like D Silk, baby. It is not. And if they are, I'll be real with you and tell you, and I be talking about this a lot. Didn't nobody do none of the stuff they doing now until I did it first. And I'm going to say that to you. I'm going to look you dead in your face and let you know. Because if you think I'm lying, and these are my people, and I'm not never dissing them. This ain't no diss. Ask that girl how she ran her sets. Man, and I ain't even going to say her whole name, because I usually throw a government name out there, but her karaoke name, That Girl. Because she was that girl. She is always that girl. She is the bee's knees. That's my mentor. So, bam, gone that girl. But if you remember back in the day and see Lady E on the feed right now too. Lady E used to get out with my girl Coco. Coco was a great karaoke DJ in Chicago. And man, you know, God bless Coco. She went through some shit that made her leave the game. And I ain't gonna put a business out there. It ain't like it's not common knowledge. But Coco was bad, man. She could do what she wanted to do because she had Lady E with her. So you gotta know she was rolling with the big dogs if she got Edwina kicking it with her. And I said to government, Edwina, I sure did. Tell my peoples what's up to, man. You know my Canada's finest and my folks that be over there with you on Twitch. We gonna get it together. I just need you to continue healing. Don't rush yourself and get well, Lady E. Yep. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit you with something that's classic that you know about, Lady E. What you know about that? That's for you. That's right. Yeah, I got sound effects in here too. I be messing around, but I got them. So, in the event, back into it. What state am I covering? That's a good question. I never really said a state because today I really was just kind of doing a kickback thing, man. But I'm still going off of the recovery. So, we talk about the recovery another day. Why not? Because that's what we do. We got to recover, man. From them nights, my dog 6'4" on my Darian America feed. Shout out to Fizzle, man. Again, happy belated birthday, bro. You came and got out with me a little bit. I know you did the world tour. You are a karaoke god, man. And that's only because it's karaoke, bro. You know you need an album, okay? Whenever you're ready for a record deal. They better be, man. I miss all them too. And we gon' that's that word right there. Let me point to it on my. Corey, I see you, Corey, and I'm totally breaking the velvet rope, y'all. If you looking on YouTube and all that stuff, I don't care. I better be there, Corey. That what I better be. Corey. If you know, you know, right? You know I mess with you, girl. I'm going to figure it out, so no worries. We're going to celebrate you regardless whether I'm there tonight or not. So, it's like, stick your tongue out again. Now, Corey, my people, man, I love Corey. It's the recovery that I'm looking forward to. This, you know, we've been going through some stuff, y'all. I swear. If you would, I always throw this question out at people. I say, if you right now could go back to yourself and I'm going to throw a date out there now. Well, I ain't going to throw a full date. I'll say 13-year-old. I go back and talk to a 13-year-old Dusty. And I go, that's my nickname in case those who don't know. Y'all should all know my nickname. If you don't know, ask. I'm still D Silk, but I played baseball for many years. They used to call me Dusty. So if I went to go talk to Lil Dusty right now, whew, what would I get him to do? I don't know, because I know me, man. I probably wouldn't even talk to me. I look at all this, I'd be like, man, you better get away from me. I don't know you, because my mother had me trained like be leery of all men because she felt like all men were pedophiles. And I would take it, I would get pissed at that. I'm like, stop saying that because I'm a man, ma. She's like, you my baby, you ain't no man. I never believed her on that, but it just made, me keep my head on the swivel. So, yeah. Be that as it may, I done lost my train of thought again. Y'all know I do that because I be drinking and kicking and stuff. I'm not drunk right now. I'm just talking. But when I go talk back to myself in the future, I wouldn't even listen to my futuristic self. He would have to really I would have to say some stuff to young me to get me to be like, you gotta be me. There's no way you can know that. There's a couple of things in my life that I've done, and I throw just a little simple one out there because I ain't gonna give y'all asses no keys to the kingdom and be like, oh, D Silk said he the only person in the world to know this about him. Let's go play a prank on D Silk. Let's go punk D Silk. You better not, you little round head people, you. But I would have to tell myself, I'd be like, I see me. I probably was at Perry Park or something. And I'd be able to, let's play some catch with you. I'm like, hey man, throw the ball. Knowing me, I wouldn't throw him. I'm like, no, you gonna steal my ball. You ain't gonna take mine. I'll give it back, me. I had to start a game of catch with myself. Be like, man, you throw good, man. I talk to him like, you know how to throw that knuckleball yet? Knuckleball? I don't throw no knuckleball. Like, okay, he don't know nothing about that, so I got to talk to him about something else. Okay, what about that curve ball? Now teach me how to throw a curve. And if I showed me, little 13-year-old me, how to throw that curve the way I threw mine, because when I first learned it, I didn't throw the regular curve ball. So ladies, if I'm what we call, if I'm woman-splaining this and you don't want me to, no, mansplain it. What mansplaining is men over-exaggerating, over-explaining something to women when they completely and already know what I'm talking about. So I'm about to mansplain this to y'all, okay? So when men, you throw the curveball, not just men, but everybody. If you throw a curveball, you grip that ball in your hand. I got a ball in here too. I'm not finna go get it though. But your hands will come down like that. Like you're pulling down a lampshade. That's how you throw a curveball. Your wrist's supposed to, yeah. Well, when I first learned how to throw my curveball, I learned sideways. And instead of me turning my arm to the side, my arm's sticking off the screen now. They can see me over here on 90.9. But I would throw sidearm, but you're still supposed to bring your arm, your finger, your wrist, almost like, you're spinning it. I didn't do that. I would literally push the ball off of the balls of my fingers right here, and I would kind of push it, and it looked like a knuckleball because it didn't have too much spin. The ball would just be kind of rotating, but not really spinning. But it would still curve and drop. So, yeah, if I taught me that, I had to walk up on the 13-year-old me like, man, throw me the curveball, little Dust. Okay. But I saw it, boom, like, watch this. And I throw it back to him. Then I might have started to agree with the older me. And then I could walk up and be like, all right, man, back in the day, you was like about 7 years old, and you went in your sister's room and you found her beta porn. Yeah, mailman, and he was the little mailman going around here. I'd be still looking at me, older me like, and I wouldn't even believe me. I'm like, he lying, man. No, he was. Shut up, Lady E. I don't need to respond to you like this. You like a co-host. All women don't know. I bet you if you ask my daughter how to throw a curveball, she gonna say no, she don't know. My daughter is brilliant, so. But be that as it may, I'm just trying to come up with a way I would get myself, because I know me. I wouldn't listen to my older self. I ask y'all that often. Would you actually listen to your older self? If your 50-year-old self walked up to your 13-year-old self and started telling you stuff, would you listen? I know I wouldn't, so I ain't even gonna waste no more time on it. If you would listen, shoot me a message, or me an inbox message or something. But be that as it may, that's just a topic that I like to throw out to get people's minds to think outside the box, man. Everybody always think about what they gonna eat for lunch, what's coming on, and blah, 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 whatever, man. Think different. Try that. All right. So, what's really happening is the recovery. And that's why I wanted to do what I'm launching, is because 90.9 is coming back, y'all. All that bullshiggity that they put me through. Police ran up in here and raided me when I learned my name, the mayor pen. I'm the kingpin but I'm the mayor of Chatham, so I'm the mayor pen. So all that bullshiggity is gone. That's why I like podcasts too, because I can cough and be on. Ah, what up, nephew Fred? I see you out there, man. Blue fight. You know what it is, bro. Go mob. Shit, DT don't stop. So 90.9 is back, y'all. I'm just waiting on the paperwork to come back so I can post it on the wall. Man, we back. So we are going to start podcasting. We're going to start doing shows. See, this is where I can teach you the difference between radio and podcasting. I hate the term podcast. Okay? It's too simple. It's too blah. And then people get on podcasts and they talk for hours. That's too long. I'm trying to give you the nuts and the bolts right here, like boom, 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 and give you something to get you full and make you want to come back. So that's what a podcast is for. You have your topic and you do it. They usually sometimes they go weekly. Sometimes, if a person does a podcast every day, you got to really be tuned into them. And that's kind of where I was going with it. And I still may, but it's still very big to take on a podcast every day. That's why I like radio, because radio, you got to be on the air every day. And when I was on the radio, it's like, okay, I had to come up with a topic each day. But I only did the show once a week. See, and I didn't pay attention to that. Even though I was a producer every day. I was a board operator, executive producer. I worked every day. But I only did my show on Saturdays. Well, I feel like y'all need more D-Silk than just one day a week, baby. I'm savoir-faire. I'm everywhere. You got to talk to me every day. Let me get in the veins. You're like, boy, you going crazy. No, the point is, we're here, and we will be broadcasting every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Come on, Frat, say less. You think you're not coming on? Yeah, you are. I'm the karaoke bully. I'm the podcast bully. I'm the DT bully. You're coming on, Mob. Just letting you know. Okay, so we're going to arrange that time. So no worries. We're going to chop it up. You'll be on. And the best thing about being on my podcast, you don't have to physically be here. If you can be here physically, cool. I can go remote, y'all. You can chime in. You can video conference into my podcast. You don't have to be here. So that's why I can do it. I can roll over at my bed, be young, stretch, belch, fart, whatever, and let me do my podcast. Click, click, click. Man, what's up, Facebook? This Dave Hill. I'm podcasting. We gonna have Meech on here with me. That's too. I talk too much. 2 days a week ain't enough for me. Except for, see, you co-hosting and don't even know it. The podcast is something I do daily. It's called Breakfast at Silky's. And I try to do it 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock start time, but sometimes I schedule some of my appointments during those times, so I get on or don't. But I will also be kicking off a nighttime talk show. That's right. We ain't had Arsenio in a while. Jimmy Fallon and all them, they got the locks on it, but they're the only ones that can have a talk show. Meech, I don't want no problems. I ain't gonna cause you no problems. We gonna chop it up, and whatever you want, you get. What you don't want, you won't have. All right? You know. I'm saying, y'all, why we can't have no more talk shows? Because we got them. Even though my man has screwed himself up, Shannon Sharp has something good going. Club Shay Shay bought us some good-ass topics. Wow. But now he's gone because he's a knucklehead, and he done messed himself up. So now we're going to see if he can recover. See what I did there? See what I did there? Can he recover? That's what I'm working on. I see you, Frat. You already know. Yep. Tell these motherfuckers. I don't know why. I don't feel like cursing. Yeah, I like cursing on here, but I'm being nice. You already know what I'm about to say. But we kicking it. It's my nephew Mob right there. We're going to have a talk show, Nights in America. That's coming real soon. So if you're looking to be on Nights in America, if you want to be interviewed by one of the greatest interview minds of our time, Darian America, Chime in, man. Hey, what's the sound of one hand clapping? It's not too loud. Sound of two hands clapping. Kind of loud. I like a lot of clapping. Sound like you're popping them little bubbles when you get something from the packaging in the mail. Hey, come together and celebrate, man. That's what the talk show is. Nights in America. You got a special talent. You got something, you're trying to advertise your business. Look, you got to talk to people, man. If don't nobody know you're here, that's something I run into often, and I tell you, this is one of the things that make me want to curse people out even faster. If you ask me where I'm at on Thursday nights, for real, me, where I'm at on Thursday nights, every damn Thursday since at least definitely the past 10 years, probably more, probably less, but 9 times out of 10, where am I at on Thursday nights? I'm at City Life Lounge, 712 East 83rd Street. I say that garbage so often, man. It's tattooed on the back of my skull. Don't ask me. You know I'm there. And even if I don't put the shit on my Facebook page, because I'm mad at Facebook, I'm trying to leave away from Facebook. I'm visiting a few other apps that are pretty cool too. And if they work out, deuces from Facebook, because they done took all my videos away and I couldn't download all of those. I had videos from back in 2009. Man, I had a video of my mom and my auntie dancing together on my auntie's birthday. Tons of videos, and I probably still got them somewhere, but I tried to dump them all on my Facebook account. Facebook then got smart and upgraded, and now we can't do that no more. So, okay, whatever. But the recovery is real. If you're looking for somewhere to broadcast from, come here. I got you. I worked at a radio station for 6 years. I taught radio for a year. I know what I'm doing. And I see you, winner. If you're looking to do this, because I'm a TV show, y'all. Let me just point blank period. Put the cheese on the cracker. If you're tuning in and listening to me now, you're watching the Darian America TV show. Ain't doing nothing interesting but talking to you. But it's the starting process. We're building content for Awesome 90.9. And our main hub is YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. It's the American Silk Radio Network -811. Yep. American Silk Radio Network 811. So it's YouTube / American Silk Radio Network -811. Yeah. That's the main hub for my station. And it's starting there because if you notice, the name is the American Silk Radio Network. It's more than just radio. Because who listens to the radio? Well, we driving somewhere, and most of the time we ain't listening to the radio. What y'all do? Put on Pandora. Put on some fat podcast you've been listening to. Put on your own stuff that you done recorded. Nobody's listening to 107.5. Nobody's listening to 106.3. Excuse me. Just those who have problems with their radio in the car. So they got to listen to AM, FM. And then, a lot of cars don't even sell AM on the dial anymore. It's just FM. Like, damn, I can't go listen to a little bit of sports talk. If it's traffic, I can go listen to 780. Be that as it may, it's too many outlets. So radio truly is a dying breed. And a lot of people say that, man, why are you even trying to do radio? Because I believe in radio. Some of the best times, some of the worst times. But some of the times of my life came through radio. Where were you when those planes hit the World Trade Center? If you was in your car, chances are you probably was listening to the radio. I was listening to the radio and I was flipping channels. You know when you driving, man, you probably flip channels before we had all the, and there had been some cars you could do it from your steering wheel. I could from my Chevy Cadillac Escalade. Yeah, I'm showing off, right? I ain't got no Escalade no more. But, you changed the channel when I was sitting there changing. You better hurry up, Lady E. We gonna kick it, baby. I definitely got to get with you on that because I got OBS doing some stuff on my end too. So we'll chop it up. But if you remember where you were when them planes hit the World Trade Center, I was driving to work. I was going to Evanston, and I was driving past the Sears Tower. Honestly, I was going past downtown, and I was listening to Mancow Muller. He was on Q101, Mancow show. So I just like to chime into that stuff. It was a little silly. And then he was talking about it. He said, boy, they look like planes in the World Trade Center. He was making jokes, like, cackling because they ain't know. So I turned to GCI like, man, I can't want something. Howard McGee was on the air. Crazy Howard. He was on the air with Bonnie DeShawn and Sybil Wilkes and all them, you know. They stayed over from Doug. So Howard was talking about it. They was kind of making jokes. And then somebody realized, like, this ain't no joke. So I went to 106.3 because Eddie and Jobo was on. And I'm like, man, I'm driving my car still. So they got to talking about it. And then that's when Eddie and Jobo they were real serious with it. They was, wow, a plane, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke, but we are under attack. There's domestic terrorism going on. You know, they was really getting excited and upset. So I'm flipping channels. I get on Howard McGee now, and Howard was like shattered. He was like, I can't believe what we witnessed. And he was telling, you know, they were starting to report the stuff, and Sybil Wilkes was talking, and they'll go back to Mancow, and Mancow, he was snapping. You know, he going crazy, hollering, and Turd, and, his little staff was all pissed off. I'm like, wow. And then I started getting scared. Because I'm driving my car, and I'm like, driving to Evanston, and they just said a plane hit the Pentagon, tried to drive it to the White House, but crashed in an open field. But 2 planes hit the World Trade Center. Well, first, plane 1 hit the World Trade Center before I got to work, because the second plane had hit the World Trade Center once I got to work. But when that first plane hit the World Trade Center, and I'm on Lakeshore Drive, you automatically know where my head went. Sears Tower. These motherfuckers coming for us. Oh my God. I got so scared. I'm like, they coming for the Sears Tower? It ain't no way. I panicked. What was I driving at the time? I think I was driving like a Ford Explorer. A tank-ass Ford Explorer, too. I had like a spot on the side of the door where they was rubbing on shit. Whatever. I put that little pedal to the floor. Get me the fuck off of this. Get me away from the Sears Tower because they finna blow it up. I just knew that was finna happen. But thank God that it didn't. You know, man, all those people that perished in that, man. That was hard. You know, even thinking about that to this day, the mother of my children, she was pregnant with my twins at the time because my babies was born a week later. So I'm thinking about her. She ain't coming nowhere near downtown Chicago because she worked nights and I was working mornings or whatever. So I'm just terrified. Like, man, that was a radio moment. I mean, of course, television, oh my God. Once I got the TV and then the second plane that hit the tower, the second plane hit, and, you know, my bosses at the time were like, you know what, go home, be with your families, get out of here, get safe, go find shelter. I mean, we were scared. We didn't know what to do. You know, what did you do when the planes hit the damn Sears Tower? No planes hit the Sears Tower. No, I'm not lying. I don't want Facebook to ban me. But where were you when those planes hit the World Trade Center, man? What were you thinking? That's something that we don't, you know, we probably talked about it ad nauseum at the time. But, dude, anybody ever want to ask me that question, I'll sit there and talk to you. Because nothing major happened to me, per se. But that was a big moment in the lifetime that I've been living. So in radio, we needed radio then, man. And that's why I be like, you know, radio will always be around, but it is so different now. So if you're looking to be a part of the American Silk Radio Network, let's talk about it. And we can make it happen, man. Because we need a good hub for a television show. And you are a television show. Let's bring some people to you. Let them see you. I think that's what you want to do. If you're doing a show like this, why would you want to do it and just throw it to the universe? The sound of one hand clapping. I'm a podcast. Can you hear me? I don't think you can. But I'm going to be heard. So, just letting you know, Knights of America, the talk show, nighttime talk show is coming. You want to be on the Knights of America? Inbox me, American Silk Radio Network. No, that's not my email. It's American Silk Radio. I made it a little bit too long, American Silk Radio Network. Who's going to type all that? Well, you best to, until I change it to make it shorter. But if you want to send me an email, AmericanSilkRadio@gmail.com. I still use email because, of course, that's how you build your paper trail and you don't lose your emails. They go in the air, they sit in your inbox, and I can come back and be like, oh, you emailed it to me? Okay, great, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to send you these contracts, blah, blah, blah. If we use contracts, and we can discuss that too. I'm not about to put these thick-ass contracts in front of you, but meeting of the minds will happen. So we're looking for folks, man. You want to be a part? Let me know. Because the biggest thing is, once you make your podcast, what you going to do with it? A lot of people don't think about that. I mean, are you going to just, I made a podcast today. Okay, well, I was walking down 79th and I farted. Nobody was there to smell it, so did it really happen? Point is, what are you going to do with your podcast afterwards? I take care of all that. The American Silk Radio Network, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. And we back in business, y'all. So you're looking for it, holler at your boy, inbox me, I'll put you on. Check this out. I told you we were going to start having guests. If I didn't mention it to you, we are going to start having guests on the podcast regularly. And my first guest that has booked some time with me, he will be here Friday, on my Friday version of Breakfast at Silky's. One of my boys from back in the day, been around for a long time. Actually an entrepreneur, and he got some big things going. He's going by the name of, that I dubbed him, let me fix my tie. The infamous Banos will be with me Friday on Breakfast at Silky's. 11 o'clock start time. Make sure you tune in and find out what old Banos is up to. And I'm going to give you his real name because when you talk to him, because you're going to be like, why the hell he calling you Banos? I want you to ask him. Everybody that asks him why I'm calling him Banos, you get a prize from 90.9 WSLK. But you got to tell me that you saw him, who I'm talking about, and when you asked him. I'm asking all the stuff. I want the tea. And kick his ass because he think that's my brother, man. Russell Powell will be here with me. So, the infamous Banos. That's right. Ask him why, if you ask him why I call him Banos. Matter of fact, don't let him know I know that you got it from me first. Just say, hey, man, why they call you Banos? And see what he say. And then if you can tell me what he said, and then you can tell him, well, you know, D Silk said call you Banos and all that, you know, whatever, if you talk to him. Shoot me a message, text message, inbox, I don't care, and tell me how that turned out. You might win something from me. I got stuff to give away. This is also 90.9 WSLK, the American Silk Radio Network, where it's always all silk, all the time. You gotta do a reset every now and again, so. Come on, Edwin, you think he not? You see, you reaching in the crate, but you reached on top of the stuff that I know already. Shh. You think Levi ain't gonna be on here? You already know. I just gotta get him to confirm. See, that's all. You gonna be on my podcast. But I ain't talked to you about it yet, so how do you know? But in any event, y'all, if you're looking to podcast, you're looking for a place for it to broadcast from, that's what we're here for. If you got merchandise and product that you want to talk about, that's what we're here for. We broadcast. We make advertising. This is an advertising agency along with a radio station, y'all. So if you want to get the message out, word of mouth is the best way. I teach you how to do the best word of mouth. And not that other mouth stuff now. I don't know about that. Long story short, man, American Silk Radio is here, and we're here legally. So you can be a part of it. What else I got down here? Hey, we're building our content. Because mid-range goal, you know, you got to have your goals done in 3 segments. Short term, middle range, and long term. The midterm goals, we're going to have webisodes, y'all. And not just with the American Silk Radio Network, not just that, no. We're going to have shows. And see, the thing is, the American attention span, they say the average, well, I use America because this is where I'm at, but they say the average attention span is 8.6 seconds on the internet, on your phone. So when you're scrolling, 8.6 seconds. You do. So, also 90.9 WSLK, the American Silk Radio Network, we're going to have webisodes that may be 5 minutes in running time, 5 minutes, man, that's short. Ain't nobody. That's perfect. Because you ain't got time to watch no 30-minute, hour-long, 2-hour-long, 3-hour-long sagas. You want to watch it quick. And if you wanted to, say you wanted to binge watch the entire season of whatever show it is I'm producing, you can. Depends on how many episodes we make. You know, if I make 6 episodes, they 5 minutes, 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes to spend? Who knows? You're sitting in traffic. Hell, you sit in Chicago traffic for hours. Who says you can't watch a whole season sitting in traffic? Depends on which season you're watching, though. If you build it, they will come. And we are building it. So if you want to be a part of it, man, hit your boy. You know, start the word of mouth. See, the word of mouth campaign. Hey, you want to get you a radio show? You trying to get through a podcast? My man D Silk got his own station, Awesome 90.9 WSLK. Email him, and he'll get back to you. Word of mouth. Simple. It's on, y'all. I've been through enough tomfoolery and done enough silliness to know that, okay, it's time. And it wasn't like I didn't know that before, but now, because, you know, I look at the calendar and I see that in July, I will actually be 50 years old. And, you know, some people are like, so what, I'm 64, I'm 59, I'm 52. Like, that's not the big thing behind that. I always thought that my mother would be here to celebrate my 50th birthday with me. I mean, I thought she was impenetrable. She was indestructible. God thought otherwise. He needed her to do something else. So he bought a home. You know, and I was talking earlier about, you know, we all have these, you know, millions of sperm cells in us and millions of eggs. That's because I believe that these spirits are not necessarily recycled, but they go on to different missions. So my mother, she's on a different mission. And I know that during my next lifetime, some kind of way, I'll be channeled to her because I'm attached to her. And whatever ancestors we've had from the past that I don't know of, that I do know of, we're all tethered. And we will do this again next lifetime. I'm tethered to all of y'all that's watching. We've done this before. We just don't know it. You know, everybody on my feed over here, everybody on my feed over here, my feed here, we have been together before. We done plowed the fields. We built the pyramids. We survived the flood. We've been here before, y'all, and we're going to be here again. We are going to be with the Vulcans when they come up with teleportation. We might be the ones that teach the Vulcans teleportation. I know I sound like I'm going crazy, but long story short is we're tethered together. If I know you from the sound of my voice to the inside of your ears, we know each other, and we've known each other in some capacity, and we will know each other again. I just know that these next 50 years that I'm going to put in, and I'm saying my next 50, because, you know, the first 50, man, hell of a ride. I had a blast. I had a ball. You know, I had some great ups, some terrible downs, but overall, my first 50 years were 50 years. But I can't continue to be the same man that I was for these past 50 because I was becoming this man. Now it's time to evolve. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it early enough. You evolve at the time when you're ready to evolve. It's time. I've seen too much tomfoolery. I've seen too much bullshiggity. I've seen too much tragedy and terribleness that I'm tired of it. And once you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you make it do what it do, baby. And I'm going to tell you, I will never say this to you or anybody. I'm not better than you. I'm not better than you. I'm not better than you. I'm going to just say I'm the best, though. That's belief in me. And if you can outdo me in whatever realm it is that you think you can outdo me, then do it. Please outdo me. But if you come for the king, you better not miss. This your boy from out of Roy, your man 50 grand, Darian D. Silk Sims. Thank you for joining the Awesome 90.9 Breakfast of Silkies podcast. God bless you. I love you. I is done. Yeah, baby. Hey, if you want to be a part of this, email me. American Silk Radio Network at gmail.com. That's American Silk Radio at gmail.com. Like, subscribe, share, be a part of the American Silk Radio Network because this is going to be big and this is getting on the ground floor, man. Where was everybody when Steve Jobs made Apple? You know, where was everybody? Well, we've seen the movie, and of course we'll watch it again. But when Zuckerberg made Facebook, where were you at when Darian America made the American Silk Radio Network? I'm done. Mwah. What's up, YouTube? This your boy D Silk, aka Darian America. Thank you for joining me, y'all. Hey, we getting it together. If you're with me, bear with me, stay with me, but like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for your time, your effort, and your energy, and we gonna be back real soon. God bless you. I love you. We done. So bad, man, she not want me. There you are.